Okay.
All right, we're gonna make a couple of wing bone turkey calls. Seen it on YouTube, got a turkey this past weekend, so we're gonna try it. So the first thing you need is a turkey. Take the wings off, and you basically cut the wing bones out, the first two bones. Now, it's really the three bones, but the second bone in the turkey wing is a double bone, kind of like the, our forearm, our radius and ulna. So you got two bones in there. And the first big bone, similar to our humerus, is this big one here. You scrape off as much meat as you can. Just kind of place that to the side. Once you get these bones apart, you just want to start scraping as much meat off as you can. Okay, we got most of the meat off our bones, or at least good enough to boil, cleaned up. We took our Dremel tool and we basically cut off the ends from each of the bones. Okay, so we got two small or straws, two medium size, that'll be the middle of our wing bone turkey call, and two large pieces with bells at the end, natural bells, for which our hand will cup over when we're doing the call. But these are ready to boil for the first time, maybe a little peroxide or a little bleach to help white them out, and it'll also aid us in getting the rest of the meat and some of the other tendons and things off the bone to make it as clean as possible. And then we can scrape out the insides because we need it to be completely clear. All right, we'll check back in when we're boiling. Okay, so we boiled them a second time. Make sure we got some pipe cleaners in there and cleaned a lot of this stuff out. So as hopefully you can see, they're pretty clean through and through. Then I took the Dremel tool and shaved off a little bit more. You got the big piece, you got the two medium pieces, and the two straw-like pieces. And they're going to fit together just like that. So you basically shave off a little bit of the Dremel. You can sand the ends a little bit, get them to fit together. The straw piece, there's a piece that's a little rounder than the other side. Looks like that's our mouthpiece. So the round piece fits down into that middle piece. And we're going to get some of this other stuff off and maybe bleach it one more time. But that basically is what the call will look like. And this is before we glue it and put some type of lanyard on it, or maybe some artwork or something like that. But that is the basic look. So we can do the same thing with this one. I slowly cut them until they would fit together. What we're probably going to use is a little bit of super glue, and then we'll get to that later, Elmer's glue to seal it together, because if this is not airtight, then it won't actually make the turkey call. So that is what our two turkey calls will look like, just like that.
One.
All right, we got our pieces all cleaned up and hollowed out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use super glue, put a little bit on the inside and put a little bit on this piece before I start fitting them together. And once that dries, we're going to give it, super glue sets pretty fast, but we're going to let it sit for a while. And this thing has to be airtight to work. So once I'm satisfied that the super glue is holding the pieces together, I'm just going to take basic Elmer's glue and fill in the cracks to make sure that it's airtight. Plus it'll dry white. It'll look nice with the bone. It won't dry off color and make it look weird or anything. So that's the next step. Once we get it all together, we'll start considering putting some artwork on it or adding a lanyard. But we're going to put the pieces together now. We'll see what it looks like later.
Action. This one looks pretty cool.
All right, so our glue is dried. The turkey call is together. We just don't have any artwork or a lanyard on it yet. And this is my first one. All you're supposed to have to do is put your mouth on the straw and make basically a kissing motion with your mouth, and it should sound like a turkey. Wing bum turkey call.